down on that breakfast egg, and you scramble that to be suspicious of what your life not get a chance to the better to change an awkward moment for when you realize that probably you shouldn't have told something or something, someone you have locked away for the pain, for the destruction. I was so tired and I wanted it to be over, but the feeling of the words, and these are not for the people misunderstood, and more the P's is the reason find you determined for who I will become, and I'm tired of kissing, but never let go, hard for the head. Can you find that drowning in information, but starve for the knowledge, and you can find yourself at the island for the one to have the common people in common, and be passionate to see where you were the dream with an hour memory. Facing it, way to get through, face it. Happy for the moment that you mumbled your life face. Blessed be the heart that you can find a bend that you will never be broken, aware of that this would be the interest of paid in trouble for the before it comes due, for you have that time for the round the corner for the bumping into you. Doesn't matter where I'm just hoping to get to see you again for the even if it was for a few seconds, and it was the moment for the somewhere between that bliss and drunk. And that place and you were bliss and breathtaking, undeniable. Feeling against that skin for the lips, and you will find yourself quiet, becoming the same for the heart to be and sing. Then when I loved her, it was a snowflake for one's nature, the most fragile things. But look at what they can do when they stick together with a life that has become immeasurable, because they come unforced to stop to take it seriously, and how to feel that for nothing to still get full of credit for being alive. And I'm not everything I wanted to be, but I'm more than I was, and I'm still learning to be. That instinct without the love, and never wanted to compete.
I just want to remind you
not to be satisfied enough for less, old man, for this whole being for the
they really to not where they're going.
Cracking down on that breakfast egg, and you scramble that to be suspicious of what your life not get a chance. It's better to change an awkward moment for when you realize that probably you shouldn't have told something or something, someone you have locked away for the pain, for the destruction. I was so tired and I wanted it to be over, but the feeling of the words, and these are not for the people misunderstood, and more the P's is the reason find you determined for who I will become, and I'm tired of kissing, but never let go, hard for the head. Can you find that drowning in information, but starve for the knowledge, and you find yourself at the island for the one to have the common people in common, and be passionate to see where you were the dream and I remember. Facing it, way to get through, face it. Happy for the moment that you mumbled your life face. Blessed be the heart that you can find a bend that you will never be broken, aware of that this will be the interest of paid in trouble for the before it comes due, for you have that time for the round the corner for the bumping into you. Doesn't matter where I'm just hoping to get to see you again for the even if it was for a few seconds, and it was the moment for somewhere between that place and drunk. That place and you were bliss and breathtaking, undeniable. Feeling against that skin for the lips, and you can find yourself quiet, becoming the same for the heart to be and sing. And then when I loved you, it was a snowflake for one's nature, the most fragile things. Look at what they can do when they stick together with a life that has become immeasurable, because they can unforced to stop to take it seriously, and how to feel that for nothing to still get full of credit for being alive. And I'm not everything I wanted to be, but I'm more than I was, and I'm still learning to be. That instinct without the love, and never knowing when to compete. Not to be satisfied enough for less, man, for this whole being, for the mental, for the quiet, as much as the physical, you can find a relationship, for the companionship, for the mutual love. That life is to give, for these butterflies cannot see the wings, for the rest of the world can see them, for the beautiful colors and never made of the ray, for the rainbow, for the subject of the inquiry. Consider that to be mistaken, for the what you define and what it means. Knocked down for the standing up and taller than what you were with the sea level. Everybody wants to fall in love. People are in love with the theory of love, and you're looking for the outside. It looks beautiful enough for the inside, for the scary enough for the being, for the emotion, for the this to be the day, for the rock you'll anchor around your feet, for the running in less than a minute. And I can find out for the really don't know what it means and don't need to be here alone. I find a wonderful thought. It was a wonder. Not always the hurt, but the same thing is the courage to get that. Face the same things over enough for the enormous and way to be. I better go for the broken heart, for the love is too much for me to admit much, and it doesn't don't define itself broken at all. I get molded, put it back together, put it together. I can solve the broken heart, but the thinking you would never just keep living after another day. You find yourself back to the compatible, enough of the crazy, enough of the loneliness to go crazy, and enough of together again. I find that for the only difference that you can find with tonic to creativity. You find standing mind to change and change everything. I'm not saying that everything is survival, but just that everything is just the lasting thing. If you can make that discontent the first necessity of your life.
Of course, I love experience that.
course, I love experience that what you get when you get what you want. So then words are never only the words. They matter because they define the contours of what we do. The man is not affected, I am not that view. It takes them for you to be good too. Want you and we will, and I want you and you will. We're going to have a strange life. This is what I like about those pictures. It's proof that once you even had a heartbeat, everything was perfect. Of course, I love experience that what you get when you get what you want. So then words are never only the words. They matter because they define the contours of what we do. The man is not affected, I am not that view. It takes them for you to be good too. Want you and we will, and I want you and you will. We're going to have a strange life. This is what I like about those pictures. It's proof that once you even had a heartbeat, everything was perfect. Or maybe it was knowing the price of everything and the value of nothing. I just want to remind you that I seen something in you, and I deserve to be with someone who looks at me though they won the lottery. The deep breaths of the laughing heart, nothing in the word, and the store of the stomach for the right reasons. Not just beautiful. The stars in the trees and the forest are alive and breathing, they're watching me. I can leave my change with the seasons, but the feelings where you never will. And I have something that is yours forever, never precious. And I wake up early for my priorities to do what love is and what you do, and it's time to start living. Excited about the things because I can never grow for the stake and foolishness, and I find a gray world stopping you from shining, and you can't just come into my life at the start of the matter for the becoming the importance of what you can leave into nothing for the hole in my chest. Tragic enough is to be scared and shaken and sacred. Finding ways that you can find with fortitude for the 40 days and 40 nights, and these are to get in catch the temporary things and wonder why your happiness never lasts. There has to be a middle, without it nothing can truly be whole. It's just a space between where you hold that everything together. But you can't stay for the corner for the forwards and waiting for others to come to you. You have to go sometimes, and you choose to hope, and anything is possible. Feelings don't die easily because we keep feeding them with the memory. Laughing hard, you can't stop looking at the person. You find yourself laughing, you forgot everything. Your lips were so beautiful the time you were speaking to me. I love you, and in and out that day. For it was beautiful, but all you do was breathe. Crossing those bridges when we come to them, they're burning behind us with nothing to show for the progress that's up a memory for the smell of the smoke. Presumption that once was, the eyes watered. You in my home, wherever you are, this is where I wanted to be and meant to. Focusing on me, and now this not to let the world revolve around someone else because of aim. People that are only temporary enough for their own things. Don't stick around waiting for them because they won't leave. I guarantee I will, for the living for myself, and I hear now for the sound of my heart, for the opening and closing and opening. And now is someone to love and the sound of body, for the product of the sound of mind, for this is the happiness, and this is the choice to choose to be happy. And I happy to come to you. It means better for everyone. It's all meant, worse for some. Truth is, they get quiet enough for the silence gets too loud, and I really want to start missing everyone. There's no substitute for that hard work you find. Get lost in that world made of your books and your man and knowledge, and you can go beyond that experience. And sometimes the worst thing, but you will survive. You need a few flaws, and I can make them real for you. And souls are arguments, and you were employed by the wrong thing. In real life, there was something happening from the peripheral vision, and be suspicious of what you want. Who's looking? Of course.
Of course.
Of course. Of course. I love experiences that what you get when you get what you want. Of course. I love experiences that what you get when you get what you want. So then words are never only the words. They matter because they define the contours of what we do. The man is not affected, I am not that view. It takes them for you to be good too. Want you and we will, and I want you and you will. We're going to have a strange life. This is what I like about those pictures. It's proof that once you even had a heartbeat, everything was perfect. Or maybe it was knowing the price of everything and the value of nothing. I just want to remind you that I seen something in you, and I deserve to be with someone who looks at me though they won the lottery. The deep breaths of the laughing heart, nothing in the word, and the store of the stomach for the right reasons. Not just beautiful. The stars in the trees and the forest are alive and breathing, they're watching me. I can leave my change with the seasons, but the feelings where you never will. And I have something that is yours forever, never precious. And I wake up early for my priorities to do what love is and what you do, and it's time to start living. Excited about the things because I can never grow for the stake and foolishness, and I find a gray world stopping you from shining, and you can't just come into my life at the start of the matter for the becoming the importance of what you can leave into nothing for the hole in my chest. Tragic enough as to be scared and shaken and sacred. Finding ways that you can find with fortitude for the 40 days and 40 nights, and these are to get attached to temporary things and wonder why your happiness never lasts. There has to be a middle, without it nothing can truly be whole. It's just a space between where you hold that everything together, but you can't stay for the corner for the forwards and waiting for others to come to you. You have to go sometimes, and you choose to hope and anything is possible. Feelings don't die easily, because we keep feeding them with the memory. Laughing hard, you can't stop looking at the person. You find yourself laughing, you forgot everything. Your lips were so beautiful the time you were speaking to me. I love you, and in and out that day, for it was beautiful, but all you do was breathe. Crossing those bridges when we come to them, they're burning behind us with nothing to show for the progress that's up in memory, for the smell of the smoke. For something that once was, the eyes watered. You were my home, wherever you are. This is where I wanted to be and meant to. Focusing on me, and now this not to let the world revolve around someone else, because of aiming. People that have been only temporary enough for their own things. Don't stick around waiting for them, because they won't leave. I guarantee I will, for the living, for myself, and I hear now, for the sound of my heart, for the opening and closing and opening. And now there's someone to love and the sound of body, for the product of the sound of mind, for this is the happiness, and this is the choice to choose to be happy. And I happy didn't come to you. It means better for everyone. It's all meant worse for some. Truth is, they get quiet enough where the silence gets too loud, and I really want to start missing everyone. There's no substitute for that hard work you find. Get lost in that world made of your books and your name and knowledge, and you can go beyond that experience. And sometimes the worst thing, but you will survive. You need a few flaws, and I can make them real for you. And souls are arguments, and you were employed by the wrong thing. In real life, there was something happening from the peripheral vision, and be suspicious of what you want. Who's looking? Your discontent being the birds' first most precious moment of progress. You can believe in you for not all those who wonder are lost and worry less, smile more, and you can find a sleeping peacefully else before getting attached to temporary things with the wonder for why your happiness never lasts. And you can promise me something, but I can tell someone. You could be scared of this to be the problem, but you can never leave the ground for you saying it out loud. But you could then find it more than there through the function of muscles to liberate your soul. These are the feelings in which you normally we keep locked in within our heart, and I find that exciting. Little things where we can whine and wearing about like an outfit. This would be the friends, and this would be the remotely making up of what makes you passionate about the fading of the enthusiasm and mistaking the foolishness. And you can find that great world stopping between your shining and my heart is broken. I thought for the feeling the way my heart must be broken. I can find that keyhole, for this is the key to freedom, for the honesty and communication, understanding of what you can find for the person. Maybe inadvertent at the end of the day, for it can either focus on you to tearing apart, for what's holding you together, for that you can start. It was always love, and always it is imperfect. It is a love of overcoming the obstacles of the facing the challenges, fighting you to be together for the holding on, for the never letting go, for the short of your word, for the entity and the spell. Difficult enough for the divine, for the impossible without the living, and without that, the love is the word for the most of all, for the realizing every hour, every minute of this second is worth it. You did it together for the moment of traveling. This would be the business, replacing distance and difference, and whether or not the secret to your creativity for the minds to change. Change everything for the better, for never meaning it better for everyone, for always a meaning of words for some. But you fall for the soft, for the wound, for you can make it for the hurt so badly. I have to find out for the terrible enough for the losing to be, but I hold it close. For the doubt for anyone I can find to keep the losing, the fight to keep and losing in my life, and the fight to keep and living in my life, and you can't change what already happened. And thinking about it for the moving on and let it go, for the getting over it, falling in love. Doesn't mean your stomach is gonna feel that dropping. It's scary enough. We wouldn't have to run away, but we have to leave behind everything but each other. Achievement always takes place in your framework for high expectation. You're somewhere you leave yourself, and forgetting about it must be somewhere inside of you. The brain is forgotten. Perhaps your teeth remember other fingers. Whatever you can do, you can dream it. Begin in the boldness with genius and have the power, the magic, get over it. Happiness, that choice. Your happiness will never come to me without it coming to me. I come to me, for then you can find my mind, but never take on the captain of your freaking thoughts. You're content with it simply. Being myself and you do not to compare or compete. Everybody will respect me, not deceive, for the search for you can knock the knock on that door, for the demanding of what you can find, relaxing, self-vibrating with it, you can have and learn. Anything is inside of the longing in your mind. This is the love and the feeling of what we want to be, and I the war to be and find about what we are. You talk behind your back for the reason you can be the odd number for the number one. Sometimes it's even to live in the act of courage, and you can be the never sorry for the personality of one, shameless and unapologetically, and maybe they're rather sit behind those of the car of the world and ride the wayside. Girls and goals are rule the road for the maps and out to guide you through whatever's possible throughout your life, and learning to pick yourself up when they ever teaches you. Art and love and the same thing. Process yourself, being in yourself. That is not affected by the events, but you can be the tape. To find a way to break from that for the knowing of what you deserve and stupid you can live with your being. I am not for you. The fact and I cease to exist because they are not ignored, and you define it and definitely offended only around the most loyal. Having the power within you to rise above whatever the current is seeking to bring me down, and I can find out. Perhaps one did not want to be loved so much as one to be understood. Maybe the chance of favors of those in the most of the weak enough to discover the true vibration alone, and I can find the heart speak. Mine isn't, and it isn't enough to the object. Your vision will become clear when you look into that outside your dreams, and you can find what awakens. You sometimes can be a part of my beginning, and if I think you should go forward and out, unite to ride through all around the corner for the happening, and get rattlesnakes, and this is the rapping around the corner for the rapping, and over the beef for the taking of the sign to do what's right. That's what it's explaining, do it wrong, and everything was working for the line of me these days, and I slipped up and thinking these spaces to words, and you're falling in love with the words, and you can find a word you had. The place you can deserve the world to be the person, the moment of your life is simply be because you are. Feeling like you never saw things differently, you never saw the things that the people do, and maybe that pushing and finding the success, and you could be the independent for the only you can mess with it, so you can't touch. Seems that dreams that work, not the mind that I desire, for the belly of the heart for you, the heart for the one to start the presence of you. Often much you can trust me for the one to press you against me, and I can find that change, and it's okay. Nothing is okay for the friendship and ripening fruit. This will be the one self and the losing apart from oneself with the sleeping inside of the world. Your discontent being the door's first most precious moment of progress. You can't believe in you for not all those who wonder are lost and worry less, smile more. You can find a sleeping peacefully else before getting attached to temporary things with the wonder for why your happiness never lasts. And you can promise me something, but I can tell so. You can be scared of this to be the problem, that you can never leave the ground for you saying it out loud, but you can then find it more than there through the function of the muscles to liberate your soul. These are the feelings in which you know that we keep locked in within the heart, and I find that exciting. Being the little things first, most precious moment of progress. Your discontent being the door's first, most precious moment of progress. Your discontent being the door's first. 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 Most precious moment of progress. You can't believe in you for not all those who wonder are lost and worry less, smile more. You can find a sleeping peacefully else before getting attached to temporary things with the wonder for why your happiness never lasts. And you can promise me something, but I can tell someone. You can be scared of this to be the problem, that you can never leave the ground for you saying it out loud, but you can then find it more there through the function of the muscles to liberate your soul. These are the feelings in which you know that we keep locked in within the heart, and I find that exciting. Little things where we can wind wearing about like an outfit. This will be the friends, and this will be the remotely making up of what makes you passionate about the fading, but the enthusiasm, the mistake, and the foolishness, and you can find that great world stopping you between your shining, and my heart is broken. I thought for the feeling, the weight, my heart must be broken. I can find that keyhole for this, and the freedom for the honesty and communication and understanding of what you find for the person. Maybe inadvertent, in the day, that you can either focus on you to tearing apart from what's holding you together so that you can start. It was always love, and always it is imperfect. It is love and overcoming the obstacles and the facing the challenges, fighting you to be together for the holding on, and never letting go for the shorting your word for the interview and the spell. Difficult enough to define for the impossible without the living, and without that, the love is the word for the most of all, for the realizing that every hour, every minute, this second, and worth it. Did it together for the morning, the traveling, the secret, the basic, the placing distance and difference, and whether or not the secret to your creativity for the minds to change. Change everything for the better, for never the meaning and better for everyone, for always a meaning and worse for some. And you fall for the soft, for the boom, and you can make it for the hurt so badly. I find that for the terrible. Your discontent being the door's first, most precious moment of progress. Your discontent being the door's first, most precious moment of progress. You can't believe in you for not all those who wonder are lost and worry less, smile more. You can find a sleeping peacefully else before getting attached to temporary things with the wonder for why your happiness never lasts. And you can promise me something, but I can tell someone. You can be scared of this to be the problem, that you can never leave the ground for you saying it out loud, but you can then find it more than there through the function of the muscles to liberate your soul. These are the feelings in which you know that we keep locked in within the heart, and I find that exciting. Little things where we can wind wearing about like an outfit. This will be the friends, and this will be the remotely making up of what makes you passionate about the fading, but the enthusiasm, the mistake, and the foolishness, and you can find that great world stopping you between your shining, and my heart is broken. I thought for the feeling, the weight, my heart must be broken. I can find that keyhole for this, and the key to freedom for the honesty and communication and understanding of what you find for the person. Maybe inadvertent in the end of the day, for that you can either focus on you to tearing apart from what's holding you together for that you can start. It was always love, and always it is imperfect. It is love and overcoming the obstacles and the facing the challenges, fighting you to be together for the holding on, and never letting go for the shorting your word for the interview and spell. Difficult enough to define for the impossible without the living, and without that, the love is the word for the most of all, for the realizing that every hour, every minute of this second is worth it. did it together for the morning, the traveling, this should be the basic, the placing distance and difference, and whether or not the secret to your creativity for the minds to change. Change everything for the better, for every meaning and better for every moment. Always a meaning of worse for something. You fall for the soft, for the wound, and you make it hurt so badly. I define that for the terrible enough to losing to me. I ain't gonna close you. Down for anyone I can find to keep the losing with you. Find to keep my life, and fight to keep the limit of my life, and you can't change what already happened. Thinking about it for the moving on, and let it go. Getting over it. Falling in love doesn't mean your stomach is gonna feel that dropping. It's scary enough. We wouldn't have to run away, but we have to leave behind everything with each other. Achievement always takes place in your framework for high expectation. You're somewhere you leave yourself. Forgetting about it must be somewhere inside.
On the faith we lie, on the day I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we lie, on the day I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we lie, on the day I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we lie, on the day I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we lie, on the day I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we lie, on the day I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we lie, on the day I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we lie, on the day I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we lie, on the day I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we lie, on the day I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we lie, on the day I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we lie, on the day I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we lie, on the day I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we lie, on the day I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we lie, the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor. On and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith we live, on the faith I'm alone. Oh, the world sailor, on and on. Oh, Lord, on the faith make me live on a day I'm alone.